telling you guys, pretty much nothing is possible for you. Don't ever get up. Keep, I guess, keep roping. Keep tightening the rope. Stop watching rehab room videos to cope. Really, no, don't ever get up. Just rot on your bed.
Alright, so with that, I need to first discuss for the first 5 minutes the glaring flaws in the last rehab room video. You could start.
I mean, you're talking about the dutasteride one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm like, they were talking about the sample size being small themselves, but honestly, it's not really the sample size that is the issue. I mean, the last time I talked to you about this, you were absolutely right. If you test this shit at a fertility clinic, if you are testing on people who already have vulnerabilities, uh, when it comes to low sperm count, when it comes to sperm motility, of course you're gonna see worse results with them. This is like one of those studies that will tell you, oh, red meat increases having chances, like red meat increases chances of having bowel cancer by 20%. Like while the realistic increase is just from 5 to 6 people got bowel cancer. From 5 people, you just went to 6 people out of 10,000. If you if you started with the 6 people, if you started with the 6 people, let's say, who were prone to bowel cancer, it would look like 5 people got bowel cancer without red meat, and 6 people got bowel cancer when, like, all 6 people got bowel cancer when red meat was included in their diet. Red meat cooked at a high temperature, right? So if you start with the percentage of the population that is already prone to a certain disorder, then yeah, of course you're gonna see these percentage increases, like, and even then it's not a massive percentage increase. Like
So
I was
even
scared. Like, man, rehab room is so level-headed most of the times. Like, this dude is now, what the fuck? Like, fear mongering right now makes no sense.
yeah, it's like you going to a let's say
I mean,
cardio
200
clinic.
is a pretty great sample size. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a pretty substantial sample size, but again, the sample size, the patients that were chosen for the study, absolute dog shit. It's like going to a cardio clinic where people are prone to heart issues, and then you feed them butter, and then they get heart attack. They were gonna get heart attack regardless of what fat you make them eat. Then you are gonna make a study look like that. Oh, people eating animal fats are getting higher risks of heart attack, and it won't subside even if you leave it. It won't subside because they are already prone to it. You go to a fertility clinic, and on top of that, you go to a fertility clinic in Korea, which has birth rate of 0.4, which
Double
is the
that,
lowest,
man. That's a double issue.
humanity has ever recorded. And then you are gonna frame dutasteride like, oh,
अरे
it's
वो
a
जो
fucking
channel है ना, Cursed Grass,
chemical.
he was literally making a video on Korea, how Korea is fucking, South Korea is over.
Yeah, then you make a study which makes dutasteride look like it's a chemical castration. No, it's not. And when Rehab Room showed a screenshot of a subscriber that finasteride doesn't work, some people are genuinely retards. They don't know that when you start a hair loss medication, you're gonna have an initial shed.
No,
Now,
he
why is there
wasn't
an
saying that.
initial
He
shed?
wasn't saying that. He was still shedding some hair in spite of finasteride. Yes,
No,
there's an
no.
initial
See,
shed. There's an
the thing
initial
is,
shed because what it really does is it changes the cycle of growth of your hair. So it first of
yeah,
all throws all your hair in telophase.
no, it's gonna accelerate the telogen phase. It's gonna
Yeah,
reduce the
telogen phase.
telogen
Yeah.
phase. So your weak hairs are gonna fall out first, and then it's gonna induce the anagen phase, which means your strong hair replaces the weak hair. That's why you get an initial shed.
Yeah, and it might be
That's
very
why.
distressing for some people, to be honest.
But people need to be educated. Like, are they getting these medications from underground labs? Do the dermatologists who prescribe them these medications do not tell them that these are the issues, that you will get a 5 to 6 month period of initial shed, and then you are gonna have luscious hair forever?
Yeah. And the thing is, do you know that uh, topical finasteride is not even, you don't even require a prescription to get it. These days, you don't even need a prescription for that shit.
No. You need prescription, but it's
No,
that
not for the
online
topical one.
prescription.
Not the topical
No.
one.
You need. No. You need prescription for topical as well. It's just that it's much easier to get it online.
Yeah.
The the topical finasteride that you get in the online space, you still need prescription, but the online pharmacies could get you it very easily without you visiting a doctor.
Oh my God! Keep grinding, keep hustling, and keep buying
Yeah.
finasteride.
So that was it, guys. If you are using finasteride or dutasteride, don't get scared. Don't come into the fear mongering of rehab room. I was very disappointed that he got
Like this is
traveled to
one
such
time I
crazy.
disagree with Rehab. Like there have been very minor issues with his content sometimes, but he is like spot on 95% of the times.
Yeah, same. But this was a glaring mistake, which I felt like it should be addressed. Now let's move on to
Like same thing with
um,
Tails, man. Tails is a really good creator, but sometimes he just goes crazy with his nationalism. Even his nationalism still has some sense to it, but it all hell breaks loose when he's going after Rehab room. Yeah.
I think it's ironic most of the time. Isn't even serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's discuss new topic.
Yeah, now this is the elephant in the room. I mean, elephants have a pee that is about 6 feet long. So yeah, so elephant pee in the room. We're going to talk about the dick pill.
Yeah, which is criminally underrated, by the way. Now, this is not something that you can't control. You could. We will come to the specifics later. Now, my dog agrees, which is a fucking afro. Even she understands that dick pill is important. Dude, yeah.
What the fuck is this dog?
You just see how base my fucking dog is.
Yeah, she's just cheering on. She's just cheering on. And let me translate to you guys what she's saying. Oh my God, they're talking about the dick pill. Go on, man, go on. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, she's like, that spot on you, incel humans. You should listen to these guys. Yeah, so dick pill is again criminally underrated, by the way. We at this point pretty much know that 85% of the women out there are faking their orgasms. Arey, Bastu, I understand that you are based. Shut up. Yeah,
What the fuck
85%
is
of the
it
women.
even barking at?
Yeah, she's based. She's based. 85% of the women fake orgasms, by the way, and out of which I won't deny that a big chunk of it is because of the facial aesthetics. But I would say the majority of women would get orgasms if only the guys had bigger dimensions in the downstairs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If only they were a little longer, if only they were a little girthier, the chances are that they won't be cheated. You even brought an example of Adam Driver.
Yeah, when we were talking, like these women, all of these women are like, oh man, I didn't see his appeal. I didn't see his appeal when I saw his pictures. But when I saw him in movies, that's when I started getting the feels. No, no, you started seeing the fun parts of him when news got out that he is well endowed. That's what happened. Now there's research on this as well. As soon as your PP size gets out, it has an equivalent effect on your dating life as your height. So once it gets out, and if it gets out, it can have negative or positive consequences. Now, by the way, women do discuss this shit in their friends groups.
Yeah, you need to stop making this perception that women are some sort of angelic things and they don't ever discuss or
They discuss
talk
about
about sex
appearance related stuff, like
all the time.
2.5 times more than guys.
Exactly. So
While
you
both
need
genders
to
talk the
embrace.
same, by the way, the overall amount.
Yeah, you need to embrace the dick pill. Now, the
Embrace
positive
the
is
dick pill. How big is this pill, bro?
now.
We're
So
not
the thing
telling you
is,
guys. We're not telling you guys to embrace a packet of Viagra.
yeah,
It's too
Viagra is
small. It's
temporary.
too
The thing
small.
is,
Yeah.
now the thing with dick pill is, it's probably one of the most optimistic pill if you are ready to stick. The thing is, you don't need 10 inches, alright? You don't need 12 inches, 15 inches, the Constars claim. Even 8 inches, pushing it very far. There is only one Constar which has measured 8.75 to 9 inches in length. Only one on r/ measured Constar, that's subreddit, right?
Guys, this is the funny part. Even the famous astronaut, doctor, engineer, whatever, man. That guy is like 6.5, 6.75, and 5 around. Yeah, 5 girth is actually pretty rare, especially in the Eastern average.
No, he's around 7.5 in length.
Yeah, when he was in
He's
his
pretty
prime,
big.
when he was in his prime, like he has had a shrinkage, I guess, probably because he's been taking steroids.
Yeah, probably that could be the case, but yeah, in R slash measured constar, he was 7.5 into 5 girth. And the biggest that has ever been like measured and recorded is like 8.75 to 9 inches. That's only one guy.
And let me tell this shit to
At
you guys.
8,
Probably the biggest PP in the world is 13 inches. Like, there's no guy with a 15-inch PP out there like that. And that 13-inch guy is some John F. Falcon dude.
yeah, that's a rare exception. But most of the biggest guys out there like Jason Love and all of the big BBCs all tap out at 8 inches. So you don't need to feel inferior. Now, I would say that 6.5 in length is where sweet spot takes in. Anything above is just like complimentary or could hurt. It's like a filtration. I think 6.5 is
I
a
think
sweet spot.
anything above
Then,
7.5 is where you start getting
yeah,
into
exactly.
danger zone.
You're hurting. Yeah, you are actually hurting yourself. And with girth, I would say anything above 6 inches too much because it would be difficult to
Anywhere
stop to
between
top
5 and 6 is all right, and the issue is above once you go above 6 inches in girth, the issue is it might be very good for the woman in some cases if she's extremely horny or if she's a size queen, but you're probably never gonna get a good blowjob.
unless she's daughter of Brock Lesnar with wild ass talent, gargantuan mouth. Yes, again, most of the guys
I
we know
was
you
not
aren't at
expecting
this
that.
size. Most of the guys watching this,
Holy shit.
most, most of the guys watching this won't be at the size that we mentioned because it's a fucking average, right?
By
But
the
that's
way,
the thing.
there is essentially nothing that you can do to change your length. But the good news is there's a lot of stuff that you
No, no,
can
no,
do to change
no, no,
your
no. There
girth.
is no. The thing is, no, dude. There is more scientific evidence that you can change the length because length is easier to get than girth. Scientifically, you can get like 1 inch to 1.5 inch realistically in three
But
to
you
four
need
years.
procedures or some shit like that.
No. It's non-surgical. You need to invest time. There are some like exercises. It's called PE on internet. It's a very niche group. There are devices like extenders and all-day stretchers. You just have to wear them.
Bro, I am
It
not
you know
buying. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna talk my subscribers into this shit.
no,
This
but
is yeah.
no. This is safe, dude. There are scientific studies. This thing has more credibility than anti-finasteride people. There are scientific studies which have shown substantial amount of gains.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
even 0.25 inches of girth makes a world of a difference.
Yes, understandably.
A quarter of an inch of girth makes a
Tell
humongous
me what you
difference.
were talking about by the way again. What do you call it?
Huh?
What's the tech called?
It's called PE, penile extension for short, and the devices that you use are all-day stretchers and extenders. There's pretty good, not like multiple randomized clinical trials, but there are some evidences which is enough for people who are desperate enough. So you could add like 1 to 1.5 inch realistically in around 3 to 4 years if you are dedicated, and could probably get half an inch of girth realistically in 2 years. There was a
Yeah,
study
also
conducted.
penis rings are also pretty good.
No, there was a study conducted which
There's
showed.
one study that I have. Wait a moment. It has been
Uh,
such.
by
By the way,
the
this is from Mohammad Reza Nikubakt and colleagues. Like introduction, it has been suggested that the application of, it's like, however, there are a few scientific studies in this
dude,
field.
like, don't get distracted. First of all, I'm mentioning a study in which they showed that every 26 hours you put, you get 0.1 inch in girth, right? So if you put like 20 minutes per day in your girth, then you can realistically expect to gain 0.4 inch in a year.
Wait a moment. Conclusion: our findings support. Holy shit! This shit works.
What?
This shit works. They found a difference of 1 inch. Sorry, 1 centimeter, one whole centimeter. In
Yeah,
fact,
I'm telling you, man.
somewhere close to half an inch.
Yeah, peanut erection does work, dude. I'm not kidding. It does work. It's just that it's hard. Like, you need to invest time. It takes like 5 times more effort than your biceps would require. But the thing is, it absolutely does work. It works, but it takes time. That's the only rate limiter. That's why people don't, go into it all in. The veterans out there
But
have gained
penile
something like
extension
two.
doesn't really improve your girth a lot.
Yeah, exactly what I said. Length is much easier to improve than girth. You can realistically expect
I
like
mean, girth is pretty
0.25.
easily improved, but girth is easier to improve temporarily. There's nothing that you can do to temporarily increase your length. That doesn't happen. Like there's things
Yeah,
like
exactly.
penis, there's things like penis rings, and there's things like pumps that kind of increase your girth up to half an inch. That's pretty good, in my opinion. But yeah, girth is. There's also other things like fillers and fat grafts, well, which I don't really
No,
prescribe.
no, no, no. Yeah, again, exactly. You don't prescribe, you don't play with your dick around. But the thing is, if you do pumping long enough and consistently enough, like, but the thing with people is they only pump like once a week and
you
expect to
have you
gain
have to
magically
also
weight.
understand that penis is. I think penis has muscles.
Yeah, it is muscle. You can gain, but again, as I said, it's like 5 times more difficult than your biceps would require. 5 times more
Like
time
it's
intensive.
somewhere around the difficulty of abs.
No, it's much difficult than abs, dude. It's much more difficult than abs. The thing is, as I said, scientific studies concluded. One study concluded that you need to put 26 hours of girth work to gain 0.1 inch permanent gain. All right,
Yeah, there's
and
two major muscles in the PP.
yeah, it's tunica, which is getting targeted for the most part. So again, as I mentioned, like 26 hours for 0.1 inch in girth. All right. So if you invest 20 minutes per day for a year straight, you can expect to gain around 0.4 inch uh, per year
Like
in girth.
all right. Then there's this is comparable to braces. This is comparable to braces.
Yeah, but braces is like plug and play. You just go to an orthodontist, you
No,
get it applied, and
sometimes
then
you have to adjust braces over and over again. Depends
yeah,
on
but
the
it's
kind of
like
braces.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like 5 minutes in 1 or 2 week. Once like a couple weeks.
it's
This is
like
like everyday
exercise
shit.
and braces combined.
Yeah, this is like you need to do it every day. But the big positive part is once you are like satisfied with your gains, let's say you got like 0.75 inch in girth and 1.5 inch
Yeah.
in length, you can drastically reduce the volume. You can just do this twice a week and retain 90% of the gains.
Oh.
That's the good part.
So again, this is a lot like braces in the sense that you need to do something to retain it.
Yeah, but dude, twice a week is like peanuts, right? And each session is like 15 minutes. You can't invest like half an hour for to
Yeah.
satisfy your wife.
So basically, keep grinding, keep hustling, and get your PP larger.
Now, again, I'm not prescribing you. I'm not a medical individual. You can go out there, research it. It's all over the internet. You need to like believe. There's a good channel called Hink, Hink. He's a doctor. He's a medical doctor, so he knows
What's the
what shit he's
channel
talking
called?
about. Hink.
I genuinely
He's a
thought
medical.
you said Ling.
No, dude. No. He's an American guy.
Ling is penis. Ling is penis, by the way.
Yeah, in Hindi for those who do not know. So yeah, exactly. You can do all of these things. I won't be doing it personally because I'm very satisfied with my girth, which again is more important than length. You know, right?
Yeah, like I was reading stuff on this. Uh, the reason that girth kind of makes up for it because if I'm not wrong, a majority of women cannot orgasm vaginally from the faces of most men. But if you have girth, then it's going to provide added clitoral stimulation. So if you don't have the face, it's still probably going to do it.
Yeah, length probably is not that important as girth because it's
I mean,
again
length is
anatomy.
important, but yeah, not as
Yeah, it
much
is
as
important.
people want to believe.
Yeah, it is important, but the thing is, for most guys, length won't be the rate limiter because the average vaginary canal is like 3 to 4 inches, and
Probably
it's
extends
around,
to 5.5, 6 inches when.
yeah, six and a half, something like that, when it's aroused. But girth is, but if you have girth, you can, make her feel friction. It induces the friction. It's like spreading her apart. The terms
Bro,
are like
stop.
that.
Bro, stop. Why are you talking like. Why are you talking like you've just read a shit ton of female romance novels?
No, no, it's, I need to put it in words, and that's what came out of
Yeah,
my mouth.
it came.
So that's why
Came
girth
out.
girth is more important, and I'm well endowed with girth. I'm like just at the edge of going above where they start to feel pain. I'm above 5.5, by the way. If you are interested in girth, I won't tell the length because that's gonna depress you too much.
Yeah, guys,
So I
keep grinding,
probably
keep hustling.
I won't be doing PE, but it's a good investment if you can invest your time. It's scientifically approved. There are some peer-reviewed studies, and you can try it. Rina Malik, the YouTuber,
Wait a moment. Are you talking about the Rina Malik?
the urologist on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I know her.
Yeah, even
She has a bit
she
of a
she has,
longer
but
face, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. She has a bit of a longer face. Even she has been part of these penile extension
Yeah,
studies.
yeah, I know her. I know her.
Yeah, even she has been part of these studies as a supervisor and as the person who provided patients and all
So
that.
yeah, the
She
next
has
video
a,
is gonna be a face rating. So let's do it. So this would be shot back to back. So let's go.